What's going on? We're back here on Past Speaks. I came across a clip that I wanted to check out. This is from Jason Whitlock Clips on YouTube, and of course the infamous Jason Whitlock. The title of the video caught my attention because I wanted to see what they were talking about, and I want to know what Angel Reese has been talking about in regards to a lockout, because I don't know much about it. And you already know Jason Whitlock hates Angel Reese. He's a hater of all black athletes, especially black female athletes, particularly in the WNBA. But I want to see what this WNBA lockout thing is about. And it says, well, the title of the video caught my attention. It says, Angel Reese warns WNBA of lockout, disregards Caitlin Clark. And you know, Jason Whitlock is always caping for Caitlin Clark or any white girl. So I want to see exactly what's going on with the lockout or the conversations of the lockout and what Jason Whitlock has to say. And Jason Whitlock always has Angel Reese in his mouth. He's always talking shit about Angel Reese, a young woman. He had smoke for Skip Bayless because Skip Bayless over the years has talked shit about LeBron James, and Jason Whitlock recently has attacked Skip Bayless for LeBron James because of the stuff he said in the past about LeBron James and basically being an apologist for LeBron James. He's definitely getting a clutch sports check. It's just obvious. But that's why I wanted to see this, to see what type of negative shit he has to say about Angel Reese this time as well. And like I said, he's always attacking Angel Reese, and the same thing he was attacking Skip Bayless for in regards to LeBron James, he does with Angel Reese. At least Skip Bayless was talking about another grown man, and Skip Bayless, LeBron James wasn't the only person Skip Bayless was, you know what I'm saying, being objective about or being honest about. He used to go at Tim Tebow, which I didn't agree with him on Tim Tebow. He used to go at Russell Westbrook, Chris Bosh, LeBron James, Allen Iverson, and I'm sure there are others that I can think of that I can't think of right now. But you know what I'm saying, Skip Bayless just wasn't making his career on attacking LeBron James, so to speak, you know. But Jason Whitlock is sort of making a career attacking this young lady, Angel Reese. So let's see what they talking about. Him and Bruce Lee over here, man. Nah, Steve Kim.
Clawed out Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese, the WNBA superstar, and Dejanay Carrington, the woman that clawed out Caitlin Clark's eyes, they have a sit down on Angel Reese's podcast and start talking about the money they want and what the WNBA is planning. If they don't get the players don't get their money. Here's Angel Reese.
The woman coming in, not this year, but next year, the ones coming in this year will still be on the rookie contract again. Mm-hmm. The ones the year after, they gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us.
No, they are.
I'm hurt.
They are. Like, yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are.
I need to get in the. I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the meetings.
I need to get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sit out.
That's a possibility for real.
Yeah.
It was kind of a possibility on the last one, but like now I feel like just with the leverage you know we have right now, and it's just a time that women's basketball is going crazy. They're really it's gonna be a time next year.
Ooh, so I'm excited.
But we deserve it.
I'm excited.
You know, Steve, when I watch,
What the fuck was wrong with that clip? I didn't see anything wrong with what Angel Reese said. It ain't like she said it in a snarky, you know what I mean, in a snarky attitude way. So if that's the right way to say it. But she didn't have an attitude about it. She wasn't being snarky or smart aleck about it. She just said, shoot, we might have to sit out next year. I heard they could see, and they were saying it like they were kind of joking, man. I may be reading into it a little bit too much or not into it enough, but they seemed like they were just joking and you know what I'm saying, just talking, man, to have something to talk about for the podcast, bro. I don't see anything wrong with what they said. Basically all they were saying is, you know, I heard the new players, they're going to be making more money than us when coming in. Shoot, we probably need to boycott, sit out, you know what I'm saying? She was laughing and high-spirited about it. So I don't understand why you're sitting here about the fucking hate. And nothing in that clip had anything to do with Caitlin Clark, bro. If you want to reach and say that there's something in there, or you want them to include Caitlin Clark, I don't know what the Caitlin Clark shit is about. There was nothing in there that indicated to me that that Caitlin Clark should be in this conversation or in this title. But let's see what they gonna say. I already know Jason Whitlock is gonna reach and find a reason to hate on this young black girl. Because he hates young black people, period. Black people, period, but young black people especially. Especially if they're from an urban environment or setting.
That video, one of the main thoughts that goes through my head is just like overexposure. Just overexposure. Everybody's got a podcast. Everybody is getting interviewed nonstop. Everybody's putting themselves out there, and they don't understand they're harming themselves. That we're getting too much exposure to Angel Reese and Dejanay Carrington and the rest of these players. And so athletes from previous generations that didn't have podcasts, didn't have social media, they had the advantage of, we didn't know much about them. We didn't know how greedy, entitled, stupid, we didn't know because they weren't overexposed. These guys are overexposed and...
See right there, why you have to say stupid? And he just said, he admitted in a previous video that he didn't like Angel Reese. So no matter what she does, he's going to find a reason to disagree with it or call her stupid like he just did. And this is, we already know that whoever owns or allows Jason Whitlock to broadcast his show from their channel, whatever channel this is, we know that it's owned by white people or Jewish people. So he's allowed to come on here and call black athletes stupid. And I'm not some tribalist or somebody who is on some black power shit or anything like that. I'm just calling it how I see it and how it is with Jason Whitlock. He's allowed to come on here and disrespect black athletes, just black people, period, especially Angel Reese. And like I said, I think he has like a slight crush or something. Or he has some obsession with her because he's always talking about her and always trying to down her and shit like that. And he's mad at her success for real. He's like jealous and resentful of her because he's mad at her success for real. And that she's just as successful. What he's really mad about, Steve Kim is a peon. I like Steve Kim's take sometime on sports, his takes on sports. But Steve Kim is a follower and a peon. So whatever with him, man. But Jason Whitlock, he's mad because Angel Reese is just as popular as Caitlin Clark. The only thing with Caitlin Clark is she has the casual fans that don't know shit, of the casual white fans that don't know shit about basketball, never watched basketball before, never followed it before. They only watch it now, and they only watch Caitlin Clark now because she's a white girl that they heard was the greatest player ever. That's the only reason why viewership or popularity may seem like it's greater on her side than Angel Reese. And I'm not trying to put Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese against each other, but it's just the fact of the matter. Angel Reese is just as popular and just as successful as Caitlin Clark is, and she's black, and she doesn't have to score 30 points, and I guess she does nothing special to me in regards to Caitlin Clark, but I guess she awes the crowd. And Angel Reese doesn't have to do that. She's just as successful and is getting paid. She probably isn't getting paid more than Caitlin Clark, but Angel Reese has endorsements and NIL, all that shit. Well, she had NIL and a lot of other ways that she makes money outside the WNBA. So that's why I'm thinking like, man, she's just talking or having just to have something to say on her podcast, man. Angel Reese makes money, and I don't think she cares that much about how much the WNBA players make, honestly.
They're playing a game of checkers in a game of chess. This kind of talk, and they're not talking about this season, they're talking about next season, their collective bargaining agreement. This is a league that averages losing $25, $30 million a year, and these women are talking about, if we don't get what we want, if we don't get what we deserve, if you got what you deserved, you'd be paying to play in the WNBA. You would actually, anyway, this is just a bad look for the WNBA. Angel Reese just wants content for her podcast. She's playing checkers in a game of chess. When she made...
I just said that, man. Maybe I should have said it how he said it, but that's what I was saying. She's just doing this for content. And if you know that or understand that, then what the fuck you on here talking shit about her for, dude? And why is Caitlin Clark's name even in this title? I mean, she said nothing about Caitlin Clark or hinted at Caitlin Clark or anything. This dude is so lame, man. But I just said that, man. She's just doing this for content, bro. Just to have something to talk about on her podcast. She doesn't really care about the money that the WNBA players make, bro. She makes what she makes in the WNBA, and she makes way more off the court, I guarantee you. Angel Reese is getting bread, man.
A comment that I may sit out. My only retort was promise. And we have to be honest, based on what you said, I don't think Marvin Miller could help them out. I mean, let's be honest about it. This is basically a tax write-off for the NBA. But to be fair, and you're right about that, silence is golden, and sometimes less is more when it comes to players talking and using their platform and getting out their message. But to be fair to the rest of that league, I wonder how many other women are thinking, hey, Angel, be quiet. Be quiet. You make a lot of other money doing other things. We actually like this job and need this job. We're all working for a vision. Don't ruin it for the rest of us. Because it kind of reminded me, Jason, I was actually thinking about this, believe it or not, yesterday.
Now, maybe he has a point because I told you, and even they know it. She makes way more money, you know what I'm saying, than the other WNBA players off the court. So maybe he has a point in saying maybe you should be quiet because you're going to mess it up for the rest of us. Or maybe he's just reaching to be an asshole in regards to Angel Reese. But I don't think what she said is going to ruin anything. It can't ruin anything. Like, how is what she's saying going to change someone's mind about, I guess, giving the WNBA players more money or them reaching the goal of getting more money? Nothing she said was crazy, bro. And it ain't like she said, I could see if she said it in a different way, in the manner she said it in a different way. She said it in like a joking, jolly, happy manner. So it wasn't even like I said, I don't even think she really cares like that. They just wanted something to talk about for the podcast. So I think Steve Kim is reaching with that. Don't ruin it for the other people. Man, shut up. She ain't gonna ruin nothing.
I was thinking about the WNBA, yeah, March. So, remember the lockout of 98, 99? And it got really ugly. And there was some real strife between the players, between the stars and the regular players and the representatives. And I'll never forget, Shaq O'Neal got pissed off. And he basically thought that certain factions led by David Falk, who had a lot of stars, had too much power, and they're bringing the whole ship down. He basically, we got to get back to work. We got to get Georgetown out of there. Can't let Georgetown bring this whole league down. Because he was talking about Patrick Ewing and that whole, I think, with Tombo.
I got kids to feed.
Well, don't they all? Don't they all? They all got kids to feed, and I'm just glad Myles Garrett now can feed his kids, by the way, okay? But I wonder, though, if the average WNBA player that none of us knows is actually saying, hey, Angel, would you shut the f*** up? Seriously. Because this does not help the perception of the league. Now, look, I did my share of trolling, because that's what I do. But I read the comments underneath some of these tweets. I'm thinking, Angel, you are actually turning off some of your own fan base. And if I'm an average
I don't believe that. How would she turn off her own fan base? And maybe the other women do. Maybe the other women do feel like that, but they not speaking up on it. Even if they did feel like that, which I think you're reaching, Steve Kim. But even if the other women in the WNBA did feel like that, then why y'all not saying anything? Or I guess you're trying to be quiet and not fuck it up. I don't know how you can get something accomplished if you don't voice your opinion or how you feel. But if there are other WNBA players that feel like that, why are they not saying anything? You know, at least Angel Reese is using her voice and her status and platform to bring attention to it. You know what I mean? At the same time, like I said, I think she was playing, man. So I think they're just reading a bit too much into it because they don't like Angel Reese. They want content. And of course, it's content from me. But they want content. And they know that coming on here with the audience that Jason Whitlock has in regards to this Fearless show and on this network that they broadcast from, they know their audience wants to hear this type of talk towards black female athletes or athletes in general, especially Angel Reese. So they're just pandering to their audience, really.
A WNBA player who appreciates what we have, I'm thinking, would you just be quiet? Seriously.
It's funny that the two people having this conversation are two people that absolutely hate Caitlin Clark and are jealous of Caitlin Clark. And couldn't think.
This shit ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. I knew he was going to do that. And I wonder why Caitlin Clark's name was in the video, bro. This shit has nothing to do with Caitlin motherfucking Clark, man. You shouldn't even brought her up, but he had to bring her up. If he brings up Angel Reese, he's going to bring up Caitlin Clark. He said, they absolutely hate Caitlin Clark. You don't know who hates Caitlin Clark or who Caitlin Clark hates. So let's keep it real. And if they do hate Caitlin Clark, like I said, who does Caitlin Clark hate? Why are you not pointing that out? Because Caitlin Clark talks shit to people. She does weird fuck shit on the court to people. She has a mean streak about her, you know what I'm saying? An attitude problem too. So get the fuck out of here, bro. This nigga's starting to piss me off. Don't nobody hate Caitlin Clark, and that's just a narrative you're trying to spew to your audience to have them thinking that these young black women are hateful towards this white girl or any person, especially another white athlete. Like, stop, bro. They don't hate Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark has nothing to do with this. These two girls, it's funny that these are the two girls that hate Caitlin Clark. Shut the fuck up, bro. You don't know who hates Caitlin Clark. And there probably are other players that hate Caitlin Clark. But not these two. These two are competitors. They don't give a fuck about Caitlin Clark. It's just that when we on the court with her, we about to show her what time it is. Just like any competitor. Stop. Did Xavier McDaniel hate Michael Jordan? Probably Isaiah Thomas hated him. But Isaiah Thomas, when he needs to, is professional in regards to Michael Jordan or whatever. But like I said, yeah, man. Kendall Gill, did he hate Michael Jordan? They got into it on the court. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. People are going to go at whoever y'all are deeming the best or whatever. And even if they're not the best, they're just competitive, man. So nobody hates Caitlin Clark, motherfucker. Shut up.
To say during this entire deal, like, because of the leverage that Caitlin Clark has given us, we may actually get paid more than what we deserve. Whether you're using unencrypted or unsecured Wi-Fi networks, ExpressVPN keeps...
This nigga need to shut his bitch ass up. This nigga's a lame. He had to bring Caitlin Clark into it. Shut your fat ass up. Damn. Hurry up, man.
Because it's all Caitlin Clark, but instead you have two very delusional people. Oh, we deserve this. We blah blah blah.
We.
I mean, what did they lose? I think 29 million last year. They're saying.
What do these motherfuckers really think Caitlin Clark be doing for her? Like, I understand. The only reason why the viewership and now these people now the WNBA players had the potential to make more money, bro, is because Caitlin Clark is white, man. Stop. It ain't like she's out there just killing like that or just doing something groundbreaking on the court. And everybody knows that. Like, get the fuck out of here. The only people that think she's doing something great are people that follow her, like I said, because she's white and they've seen that in the mainstream sports media or mainstream media, period. She's been praised and called the best female women's basketball player. When they saw that was a white girl, they jumped on board, no questions asked, nigga. And I guess you could say, yeah, that's contributing to the earning potential. That's contributing to her earning potential, man, not the WNBA. And ain't nobody, they're not watching the other games unless she's in it. So let's start with this Caitlin Clark shit. Is just bringing so much attention to the dummy. She's bringing attention to herself. Stop, motherfucker. Okay, and like I said, the reason why is because she's been deemed the greatest female basketball player ever, and she's white. And when other people, white people, see that don't know shit about basketball, have never watched basketball before or followed it in their lives, when they see that, they're gonna jump on board, no questions asked, like I said. So there's nothing. She's not really doing anything great for the WNBA, man. She's doing something great for herself, man. Stop.
They lost.
Well, that's an improvement.
Maybe it's 50.
Well,
yeah, maybe it was 50 million. It's been 29 straight.
And just before they go, man, what does Caitlin Clark do on the court that I don't know? Because I don't see it. What does she do on the court that people see that's just so great? And she's not a winner. She didn't win in high school a state championship. We obviously saw she didn't. They set the table for her in college, having her go to 2 national championships. Couldn't get it done there, even though they set the table for her. Couldn't get it done. Couldn't pull it off still. And then now she's in the WNBA. We're going to see what she does in the WNBA. But Caitlin Clark is not a winner, man. She's just popular. And she's just popular because of how they presented her in the mainstream media. And white people, like I said, jumped on board, especially white people that don't know anything about basketball. Let's stop with this Caitlin Clark shit, bro.
Years of losing money.
Well, that's adding $11 million in revenue. If you've lost $40 million for years and you only lose 29, that's $11 million underneath your couch cushion. By the way, have you seen pictures of Caitlin Clark's guns? All that carrying of the league, she is ripped. I want a drug test. Looks like she's been on the Balco. I am highly impressed. And you notice, Jason, being serious just for 1 second, we haven't heard.
I am highly impressed. Have you seen her guns? If y'all don't stop this motherfucking corny ass shit, I am highly impressed. At what? They talking about some picture where she's like cheering somebody on the sidelines, and I guess she has muscle. It looks Photoshopped. If it is, if it isn't, I don't care. But I guess, you know what I'm saying, you can see her muscles, they're defined or something. I don't know. Man, shut the fuck up.
Anything from Caitlin. She's just gotten to work. Just gotten to work in the offseason.
Yeah. She doesn't have to run her mouth for attention. She can actually let her play on the court, run her mouth for her. And so, you know, I just...
She doesn't have to run her mouth for attention because, let's face it, she has no personality. If she had personality, I guarantee you she'll have a podcast or something. Or maybe not, but Caitlin Clark has no personality and she's dry. That's why she doesn't run her mouth, man. And she has to let her game talk, man. Which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do it. But we ain't gonna say it. He's sitting here saying that like she's just better and so much better than other people. She doesn't have to run her mouth. She just lets her game speak for herself. Yeah, because she doesn't have a personality and that's who she is. She's just a ball player. Man. Fuck out of here, man.
Here's what, and I'm telling you, they do have obvious leverage because of Caitlin Clark and because of, the momentum that women's basketball does have. But they should just be careful. Major League Baseball, there could be a work stoppage in Major League Baseball in 2026, which if that happened, that's more of a spotlight for the WNBA. And so they're going to risk ruining a good thing. The last thing they need is some sort of work stoppage because it will just, it's like, do they even understand the history? What happened to Major League Baseball in 1994? Work stoppages will irritate fans, and there will be lasting impact from that. These guys had to steroid up and hit a bunch of home runs in order to get those fans back to some degree. Well, Major League Baseball has so much history that they could survive to some degree what they did to their reputation and their fan base. If there's a work stoppage in the WNBA, it's just going to go back to, hey, you know what? I like Caitlin Clark.
Man, so that's the end of that video. There's not going to be a work stoppage in the WNBA. The WNBA is more entertaining than the MLB. Let's just keep it real. Women's basketball is more entertaining, in my opinion, than watching a baseball game. I'm sure others feel that way. So there's not going to be a work stoppage. He's just saying that shit to make it, to sensationalize what he's saying in regards to Angel Reese. And I guess them saying, they didn't even say anything bad or crazy in my opinion. Maybe I don't see it the way that WNBA players would see it or other people. I don't know, man. But get the fuck out of here, man. Not gonna be a fucking work stoppage, nigga. And all of a sudden, Jason Whitlock, he doesn't care about the WNBA or WNBA players, especially the black WNBA players. He only cares about Caitlin Clark for some odd reason, because he wants to pander to his audience, basically. But he doesn't care about the WNBA, how well they do, how well they don't do. He isn't concerned about a work stoppage or something like that, bro. He's just on here saying this shit to pander to Caitlin Clark and white people and to hate on Angel Reese, man. But all in all, man, that was a cool little video. I really wanted to see what Angel Reese and them were talking about in regards to the lockout, if it was something serious, because I don't really follow the WNBA like that in regards to the outside drama. I watch some games, if it depending on the player that's out there, but I don't really mess with the WNBA like that. But Jason Whitlock still hating on Angel Reese, can't keep Angel Reese's name out of his mouth. And what Angel Reese and that old girl were talking about had nothing to do with Caitlin Clark, man. But yeah, man, that was a cool video. That's all I got.